also like to support distinguished Senator Ifeanyi by thinking that she also should take a bow. She deserves it, and everybody else has taken a bow. I think CV requires that she does that also. Thank you.
Distinguished Senator Ireti Kingibe, any nominee that comes before us will take a bow, whether the person is cleared or not. At the end of the day, we will go into the clearance and confirmation. We will confirm whether the person is qualified or not. But bowing before the hallowed chambers is a tradition all over the world. So if you are saying that others have taken a bow, they took a bow because they entered into these chambers. And we had to amend our rules. We had to suspend our rules to allow strangers to come in here. And so when they come, they will take a bow. The bow does not mean that you have been confirmed. So even if she takes a bow, we'll still go into the issue of confirmation later. Is that clear? Yes. Is there any other person from Anambra who would like to say something? Yes, Tony Woye.
Thank you, my dear President, distinguished colleagues. My name is Dr. Tony Woye. I represent a group of Anambra senatorial districts. Distinguished colleagues, my dear President, mine is just to add my voice to what my brothers have already said and what Senator Ireti Kingibe also said, that this Hallow Chamber sees a reason to allow her to go for now, pending the time we're going to do the confirmation. And also for me to advise her that if the Senate eventually confirms her, by God's grace, that they should do her best. That she should do her best to augment any ministry that is given to her. She should do her best, strive her best within her limit to improve the lives of Nigerians. Thank you and God bless you.
That's a very good contribution, but I need to also let you know that we have a no-nonsense president. And so I believe that all the ministers and all appointees will be on their toes to give their best to the country. And if you don't, anybody who has had the opportunity to be a governor, and then a president knows very well that you starve for strength. You are looking for people that can come and help you to actualize your vision for your administration. I mean, if some people are not ready to do so, they will fall by the wayside. The last contribution will come from Senator Sadiq, and thereafter she will answer all the questions. And like Senator Ireti said, she will now take a bow.
Thank you, Mr. President, City and Chair, my distinguished colleagues. I am Sadiq Suleiman Umar. I represent the good and decent people of Kwara North, and we who are. Nominee, congratulations, and we are proud. You know, Kwara State is one of the most gender-sensitive states in the country, or indeed in Africa. Yes, very friendly to women. We love our women to be in position. So congratulations. I have a very simple question. First, do you agree that the competence, capacity, and so on of a minister is overrated compared to the strength of the systems you are going to operate in? If you agree, we overemphasize the competence. You need to be very competent, you need to be very experienced, and so on. I'm saying that is overrated if you compare it with the strength of the system you are going to operate in this case, public service or civil service. I'm saying that the strength of the service is more important than whatever you are bringing in to office. If you agree with that, what are you going to do to ensure that whatever ministry you go to, you find a way of working with that system, however weak is it? How are you going to navigate your way around to be sure that you are able to, deliver, to bring about progress in the country? Do you understand the question? Thank you.
The nominee.
Thank you so much. I would still like to start with the women on inheritance. Some of us nowadays, I think that was the olden time. I have a daughter, and she's going to inherit from me and my husband. It was before. The most important thing women are going through right now is some corrupt civil servants taking over, or kingsmen taking over their husbands' properties from them when the man is dead. That's the major issue the women are having, of which, like I said earlier, I'm bringing in FIDA, I'm bringing in MBA. They said it will be applauding for them to be involved. Where will we make sure such a thing never happens again? You try it and they report to wherever the Senate will approve me to be. Will we fight that person to the last? We get involved with police and make sure it never happens again. Will we sue them to court, no matter how powerful that person thinks he is? I think with the new president we have now, who said, let the poor breathe and don't suffocate the poor. When he speaks, we the soldiers carry it out. So whoever that does that will be brought to book. Then the issue of the taxes, like my brother has said to you, in normal circumstances, I'm not supposed to pay tax, just I'm a good Nigerian. I feel that my country needs me to contribute. I'm doing a lot of humanitarian works. I've not even mentioned 1/10 of what I have been doing. And still, I found it within myself that it was necessary, and it's still necessary, for me to make a contribution to my country through taxes. So, my brother, I am trying my best, because it's a self-sponsored NGO. Then the poverty solution. I feel like in Nigeria, our children are very brilliant. There are so many things. If I'm given that opportunity to head the human development and humanitarian affairs, if I'm given the opportunity by the Senate, subject to the Senate, please, I will not just give out 5,000. 5,000 can make 2 pots of soup and the money is gone. I will rather teach them how to fish. How do I do this? I am going to introduce what they call urban centers. I will bring in machineries, industrial machines. Then I will get with the town criers to get to these villages. We are going to get them to learn those tradings, different kinds of trading. And we have an outlet, because it's a professional that will come in to teach them. And as they're being taught, they're equally working to produce these things like female clothes, babies' clothes in our own material. And then they will use it and make those clothes, and we move it to the outlet. We make it so beautiful. It will almost look like as if it's Western clothes, but in our own indigenous materials. Then we will move it to the outlet where we market it, and they themselves, as they're learning, they will be making money, monthly salary to feed themselves and take care of themselves. That is number one. Then number two, the hunters that are in the bush hunting, or people that are killing cows. There are so many things we can do with the skins of these animals. So this humanitarian or the outlets, the urban centers, will be buying these things from the hunters. And when they are making enough money, which the ministry will definitely buy it at the correct price, not to shortchange them like so many people are doing. They will use it and then be producing those things. Then the issue of hospital, I'm going to introduce what they will call humanitarian hospital, because a lot of white people are ready to come and build it, sponsor it, if it is humanitarian hospital. And that will bring more employment. And the other people that are ready to bring, the people they call MedShare, MedSurplus, Project Cure, they are ready to come and equip these hospitals as far as it is meant for the less privileged people. And we're going to use this opportunity to increase our hospitals, because if you go to government hospitals, many people are lying outside. Sorry. Thank you, sir.
Just like in your NGO, if you're allowed, you'll do more. And if you're allowed, you'll talk more. So you at least, I believe the Senate is well guided. You can take a bow. Next nominee. Yes, Mr. Honorable Dr. Olubumi Tunji Ojo, you are welcome. Congratulations on your nomination by Mr. President. So, if you have any, just give us a summary of your resume. Because I noticed you are currently a member of the House of Representatives, and you were also in the 9th House of Representatives. So, give us a resume of just a summarized version.
Thank you, distinguished President of the Senate, the leadership of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let me start by appreciating God Almighty for the unique privilege He has given me this opportunity. My name is Honorable Olubumi Tunji Ojo. I was born on the 1st of May, 1982. I hail from Okeagbe Akoko in Akoko Northwest Local Government of Ondo State. I was a member of the 9th Assembly and presently a member of the 10th Assembly in the House of Representatives. In the 9th Assembly, I was chairman of the Committee of Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC, in the 9th Assembly. And at the moment, I'm a serving member. My details are as iterated in the resume. I went to my primary school, starting from Hagda International in Kaduna, then to Universal Primary School in Akure. Then my secondary school, Futa Staff Secondary School, Akure. Then my university, I started from Obafemi Awolowo University, Electrical Electronics Engineering, then moved to University of North London for my first degree in Electronics and Communication Engineering. And I'm also an alumnus of the Britannia Training Academy, where I qualified as a certified ethical hacker in the year 2006. Before being elected to the parliament in 2019, I was into private practice. I consulted for so many multinationals, so many national bodies in the educational sector, oil and gas sector, the World Bank, and a couple of other organizations. At this juncture, I think I need to pause a moment, sir.
Yes, Sadiq, Senator Sadiq.
Thank you, Mr. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, nominee, congratulations. As a honorable member, we know the principle is, we allow you to take a bow, which is good. However, for the purposes of doing a clean job, this is the Senate of the Federal Republic. So we want to be sure that when we clear you, we can be sure we've done a very good job. Your NYC certificate versus, your date of birth. You were born in 1982, correct? And in your NYC certificate, I have two concerns, just to clarify, so that we are sure that, you served between 28 November 2020. So that's what.
No, there is a mistake in their certificate.
It's a problem.
It's a topographical error.
No, let him clarify that. Yeah, that's what I want to. He needs to clarify. Mr. Chair.
Distinguished colleagues, when we are handling the confirmation, the nominees are not going to be before us again. And there is what they call the rule of ad autorem partem. Let the other side be heard. So if he has made any observation, let the nominee clarify it and take a bow. It's not an issue. But you wouldn't have another opportunity. Otherwise, outside there, people will think that we are covering up anything when we are not covering up anything. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, City Chair. For emphasis, like I said, we still need to protect the institution that we are all proud of, and is part of this institution. So I just want a clarification. There's a discrepancy between when you were born and when you serve, including when the DG signed your NYC certificate. Because NYC certificates are always signed the same date with when you serve. But there's a discrepancy in your. Can you please clarify, just for the record, so that we are sure, we've done a good job. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, distinguished Senator. Let me first of all say that I graduated in 2005 in the United Kingdom. And I think by law, establishing the NYSC, according to the law establishing the NYSC, it's from the date of your graduation. If you are below 30, or you are above 30, that's when you are accepted. So even if you come back to Nigeria and you want to serve at any point in time, once you graduate before the age of 30, it's an obligation to the nation that you have to perform it. So that is, it's as simple as that, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so if you graduate outside, and once you come back to the country, if you are still below 30, even if you are above 30, if you graduate before 30, you should go ahead and serve. Which is the one that you get exemption? Exemption. If you are above 30, you get exemption. But if you are below 30, you can serve. So, distinguished, I just want, in line with our practice here, is there anybody from Ondo State that would like to say something? Why, Jimo? Oshuole, you're not from Ondo State now. Is there anybody from Ondo? Okay, Jimo, if you are the only one from, oh, no, San, please.
Thank you, Mr. President, sitting as chair. Adeni Adegbomire, Ondo Central. My understanding of what the nominee is saying is that what the law says is that you have an obligation to serve from the day you graduate. So let's assume that you graduate at 28, but you are not in the country. You are abroad, and you come back at 35. despite the fact that you have returned to Nigeria at 35, you still have to go and serve. And that's what he's saying. That yes, I've been out of the country, but by the time I came back, I graduated before 30. I still had that obligation to serve. And that's my understanding of what he was trying to, message he was trying to pass on, and that is the law. Apart from that, I think that having clarified that, my view is that having extended the privilege of being a member of the House of Reps to everybody, I see no reason why we should not extend the same privilege to the nominee. I therefore most respectfully, sir, Mr. President, sitting as chair, seek your Excellency's indulgence to permit the nominee in our tradition to take a bow and go. Thank you very much.
Yes, in line with the demands of our rules, you may take a bow.
Distinguished colleagues, order please. Order please. Distinguished colleagues, order. The chair. Chair, Senate President sitting as chair, can we proceed, please?
Distinguished colleagues, we have before us a former principal officer of the 9th House of Representatives and a nominee of Mr. President. Can you quickly just say one or two things about yourself before we apply the tradition of the Senate and of the National Assembly?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, Deputy Senate President, Principal Officers of the House, of the Senate, distinguished senators of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Good afternoon, everybody. I am glad to be in your midst today. My name is Nkiru Kachidube Monye Jocha. I was a member of House of Representatives from 2007 to 2023. I was a commissioner in Abia State. in 2002 and later became local government chairperson of Umunochi, local government area of Abia State, before I contested for House of Representatives in 2007. I am a PhD holder in political science from University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I obtained master's degree in international affairs and diplomacy from Imo State University in 2006. And also master's in transport management from Ladoke Akintola University. I am a lawyer. I was called to bar in 2019, and I graduated from University of Abia State University, Abia State. And right now, I am also back to my constituency to do the best I know how to do, which is being with my constituents. And distinguished colleagues this afternoon, I thank you for obliging me to introduce myself and to pledge my loyalty to Federal Republic of Nigeria and National Assembly, and my party, of course, All Progressive Congress. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Is there anybody from Abia State who would like to urge in favor of the... I just confirm that Abia is comfortable with my sister, that's all. Darlington.
Thank you, Mr. Senior President. My name is Darlington Nwokocha. I speak for the entire Nigeria, but at the Central in particular. Mr. Senate President and dear colleagues, early this morning, myself, Senator Darlington Nwokocha, Senator Enyi Abaribe, and Senator Oji Ozo Carlo presented a document to this Hallowed Chamber through Mr. Senate President, supporting the nomination and requesting for clearance of one of the best in Nigeria today. Having seen and gone through her resume, having interacted with her all over the years, she is 360 degrees qualified in the three arms of government: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. She is a lawyer. She has been a local government chairman and commissioner, and also a serial legislator. She has featured in this chamber for so many years and so many times, revolving, and effectively gotten to be the highest, one of the principal officers in House of Representatives. And I'm sure she has chaired so many ad hoc committees. Even before becoming a principal officer, she has been chairman of several other committees where she featured and seriously involved in oversighting several ministries, which helped her to gain a lot of experiences, which is going to bring to bear by the time she functions in this particular position they have offered her. And also, being gender sensitive, she's one of the best women that we feature in this government. So we're very proud of her, that we're loaning her to the entire Nigeria, and we believe that she's going to function and give Nigeria all Nigeria would deserve within this time. Therefore, on behalf of the Abia Senator Caucus, and on behalf of all the people, the Southeast, and the entire Nigeria, we want to bring to the fore Honorable Nkiru Chidubem Onyejocha for screening and finally clearance and confirmation at the end of the day. Thank you, Mr. Senate President.
Yes. Take a bow. Senator Gobert, bring the next nominee. Yes. Distinguished colleagues, we have a nominee before us and a former woman leader of our great party, or current woman leader of our great party, Dr. Betta Edu. Is there anything you'd like the Senate to know about you?
Go ahead.
Your Excellency, the distinguished President of the Senate, an uncommon one, His Excellency Senator Godswill Obot Akpabio, the leadership of the Senate, distinguished senators, members of the fourth frame, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Betta Edu, and I thank God Almighty and Mr. President, as well as all the distinguished members in this House, for granting me this great privilege to be standing before this great House and Nigerians as a young person, taking up this huge responsibility when I'm confirmed. I am a public health specialist. I had my MBBCH from the University of Calabar, my postgraduate diploma from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, University of London. I also have my MSc from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, University of London. The PhD is from the Texas American University. I was the special advisor to the governor of Cross River State in 2015. In 2016, I became the first Pioneer Director General of the Cross River State. I became the Pioneer Director General of the Cross River State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, one with which we built from the scratch. In 2019, I became the Commissioner for Health in Cross River State, and I was then elected to become the chairman of all the commissioners of health in Nigeria. Before this announcement, I was the national woman leader of the ruling party, APC. Thank you.
Doctor, well, congratulations on your nomination. Before Asukwa says anything, let me hear from a veteran administrator, His Excellency Benga Daniels.
Our Senate President, very distinguished senators, I am Otumba Engineer Benga Daniel,
representing the people of Ogun East Senatorial District. Although I'm not from Cross River State, but I'm very proud to recommend the nominee to my colleagues. I've had the privilege of meeting her about 7-8 years ago. And I was pleasantly surprised because she was, as a matter of fact, my coordinator for that state while I was running for the chairmanship of that other party. And I must say that she coordinated well. But what I wasn't sure of was his background in terms of medicine. And getting closer to her, I discovered that she's one of the Amazons of this country, and I cannot but be thankful to Mr. President for nominating her. I should on my mark. Mr. President, sir, I was also not surprised when he emerged as the national.
You know, she's here as a nominee of the President for the office of Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So whatever she did in the past, representing you in your ambition to be chairman, will not be the issue now. Nigerians want to know what she will bring on the table as a minister. And then you also mentioned that it was 12 years ago. Then when you got very close to her, you now. So please, let's not personalize any issue. Let us limit ourselves to the nominee and why she's here before us in this hallowed chamber. So, you may continue.
It was that impression I was sure that as a nominee, she will carry that kind of efficiency that I've noticed over the years. That is the context in which I was speaking, Mr. President. But not only that, I discovered that she's probably the youngest nominee and also a female. And I think that with this kind of personality, all of us will start appreciating that probably it's time for us to start getting into retirement because strong, ebullient characters like this are coming into the polity. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
The civil senator, Sani Musa, I know what Asukwa wants to say, so that's why I'm avoiding him.
Thank you, Mr. President, sitting as chair. My distinguished colleagues, my name is Mohammed Sani Musa, representing Naija East. Nominee, I can see you have a very wonderful CV. And I'm happy that during the pandemic, you were a commissioner in Cross River State. And during that period, it came as a surprise, a big surprise and a big blow to our health sector. Seeing what happened between 2019 to 2021, 2022, when the pandemic was being able to be tackled, what kind of ideas will you bring on table for Nigeria in the health sector to be sure that if anything like that will come again, we'll be able to face it, especially in area of research for vaccines? Thank you.
Please, because she's going to answer questions. He has just asked a question. If anybody wants to make a speech that has to do with accolades, please, you suspend until she answers the real questions. Yes, so distinguished Senator Jaribe, you wanted to answer questions. Is it? Oh, okay, so you speak last. Senator Ningi.
Mr. President, my name is Senator Ningi. and I represent Bauchi Central, Bauchi State. Mr. President, my question to Dr. Betta. First of all, I would like to, I'm delighted that she's back in Nigeria after studying abroad. But doctor, you will notice that over 60% of Nigerians made doctors that this country has produced are no longer in our shows. And you have been away, you studied abroad, and you have seen doctors working abroad, and you are back here, and you have seen our doctors working. What will you now say is the reason for most of these doctors leaving? And what will you advise the government going forward? Right now, our doctors are also on strike. How do we make sure that you make our doctors stay in, work for the benefit of Nigerians, and then making sure that the doctors also don't go on strike? When doctors go on strike, it means clearly loss of lives at every given time. If you are made a minister, what do you now tell the president? If you are made a minister in health, on the table in making sure particularly people don't leave this country for other countries to practice. Thank you.
Distinguished Senator Idiot.
The President of the Senate, sitting as chair. My name is Idiat Oluranti Adebole, representing the good people of Lagos West. Dr. Betta, I want to congratulate you. Congratulations on your nomination. However, I have this question for you. We are in a world where social entrepreneurs and non-governmental organizations are increasingly and significantly getting involved in the development of urban communities. How well are you going to use your office to make sure that majority of our women are part of this development of the urban communities? Particularly, as a woman leader in the past, and you have done a very wonderful job being a woman leader, this is another opportunity for you, this is another call for you to put the women appropriately to where they should belong. If you look at the 3 tiers of government, you will realize that we have very few women who are part of governance or government. How best are you going to also use your office to ensure that we have many women in position of responsibility in this country? We have what it takes to be there. We have everything that it takes for women to be up there. How best are you going to continue? I use the word continue purposely. Are you going to continue to ensure that we are where we should be? Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you. Affirmative action.
Distinguished Senator Osita Ngu.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Osita Ngu. I am here on behalf of the people of Enugu West. Congratulations, nominee, for what you have achieved at a very young age. I think the youths of Nigeria should be very proud of you. I ask you just one question. The National Health Insurance Scheme has been existing for more than 15 years. But so far, we have about 10% coverage. What do you think, or how would you, assuming your portfolio is in health, how do you think this can be extended to cover more of Nigerians? And how would we make healthcare service affordable to Nigerians? Thank you very much.
Distinguished Senator Yari.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm Abdulaziz Abakarari. I represent people of Zamfara West. Mr. President, I'm from Zamfara State, my distinguished colleagues. Congratulations, nominee. Looking at your CV, Doctor, I believe strongly you are at bat with the situation of our health institution, being a commissioner of health from Cross Rivers, not only being a commissioner from Cross Rivers, being a chairman or chairperson of commissioners in Nigeria. I believe you have a forum that you are discussing issues regarding the health. If your portfolio goes to Ministry of Health, what do you intend to do on area of university teaching hospitals and relation between the university teaching hospital, state hospital, and private hospital, and issue of industrial strike in the area of health sector? One, federal medical centers in the state almost we have having it everywhere. And if you look at the remuneration of the federal government and remuneration of some of the states are not equal. How do you intend to intervene? Because my little experience in the governance, when we are paying remuneration of the health workers in the state, and before we realize it, both the medical doctors and nurses transfer their service back to the federal medical center and leave the state hospitals empty. How do you intend to work with the state, federal government, private practitioners, and see how we can harmonize their remuneration so as that we can have a better health delivery in that sector? One. Two, most of the services you knew in abroad given, if you look at it in Nigeria, to some extent you will be a kind of disappointed. Not that we don't have an intelligent physicians, intelligent doctors, but we are lacking on infrastructure and equipment. In that regard, what do you intend to bring on board to support the health sector to improve in terms of having equipment to work and bringing our doctors like you there in abroad coming back home to serve Nigerians? Thank you very much.
The last but not the least question, Sadiq. Senator Sadiq, you've been raising your hand. Yeah, is it accolade or question? Is it accolade or question? No, if it's accolade, I'm reserving that for the last. Let her answer the questions first before I go to Senator Sukwa and Senator Jaribe. Is it a question?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. My distinguished colleagues, Doctor, congratulations. I have a very simple question for you. You are aware, I know you know, that the maternal mortality rate in Nigeria is about 570 per 100,000 live births, correct? And that's the fourth terrible in the whole world. We are fourth. And we know globally the best point of taking care of healthcare delivery is at primary care level, all over the world. For any healthcare system that is successful, the secret is in primary healthcare level. What will be your plan in case you are assigned to the health ministry for the primary healthcare system in this country? Thank you.
So, but I think you should answer those ones, and then if others have. You were prepared for today, right? Go ahead.
Thank you very much, the President of the Senate and distinguished senators, for those wonderful questions. It's a reflection of the commitment of everyone in this Senate to see an improved healthcare system in Nigeria. Indeed, Nigeria should be headed at the speed of light to achieve universal health coverage. That means healthcare for all, irrespective of whether they have the money, they are from any tribe, or they belong to any religion. They should, wherever they are, be able to have access to quality healthcare. For us as a country, we have challenges that stare us in the face, beginning with governance and leadership of the health sector, fragmentation, duplication, wastage of funds, poor coordination amongst key players in the health sector. Nigeria suffers right now from what they call the Japa syndrome, where doctors and other health workers are leaving the country in their drones. The World Health Organization recommendation is that we should have 1 doctor to 600 patients, but in Nigeria it's basically 1 doctor to 5